Hello guys, welcome back to the Lean Women Project podcast with Andy here from AG Fitness. Hopefully today today is still the second for me. So that's why if you're watching it on YouTube, I'm wearing the exact same thing I was wearing in the last podcast. It's just because I've done two in a row. It's not because I don't wash my clothes or anything like that. I've just done two back to back. So it should be the third today for you when you're listening, and hopefully you're sort of thinking about making it back to the gym at this point, or starting in the gym, or at home doing your own workouts, whatever. So I want to sort of give you some tips for what you should be doing. This is the point of this podcast, I suppose, is to try and give you a little bit of guidance and make sure you know what you should be doing and how to progress and move forward with your weight loss. And one of the biggest mistakes I think I see especially in January is people, I spoke about this in episode 1, is people just hit the gym too hard, too fast, too soon, and they just burn out. And it's because there's initially, when you come into January, there's that big surge of motivation. As much as you don't want to say I've spoke about, I'm not down with the new year, new me shit, but when you start the new year, you feel fresh. You've had your hopefully if you work a job where you get holidays off over Christmas, you've had some time off to chill out. We're going to be coming into summer soon. You're feeling fresh, you're feeling motivated and fired up, and you're ready to go. So it's a good time to begin to get into fitness, to begin to start things back up, because you are feeling fired up and motivated. However, when February hits, that motivation begins to fall off a little bit, and you can get through January with the initial motivation, but as February hits, that's when people begin, especially mid-February, people begin to drop off because they've lost it. They've been back at work 4 weeks at that point, and yeah, you're back into things. You begin to fall back into that can't be arsed. It's becoming a hassle. You're maybe not seeing as much progress as you've initially seen, so people begin to drop off and fall out of the routine, and then that's them for a while. So number one with this is you're not going to see any progression if you're not tracking things, if you're not recording. Basic things like starting in January, before you even start in the gym, people will take their body weight or whatever, some sort of measurement, to know what your starting point is, and then from there 6 weeks later you know that you've made progress because your body weight is lighter than the initial starting point. And I get a lot of the females listening into this podcast won't want to take body weight, or scales and stuff like that are just not a good idea for you. I get that. I work with clients just like this. So if you don't want to weigh yourself 100%, if you know it's going to stress you out, if it's going to be a thing that either make or breaks your day or your week, don't weigh yourself. Instead, there's 101 other things you can do. You can take measurements, so hip measurements, waist measurements. You can take before and after pictures. You could use body fat, although it's not really, especially if you're using body fat scales, are not amazingly accurate. If you're going to take body weight, I would recommend taking it 3 times a week and then take the average from those 3. Because if you take it once a week, let's say on a Monday, if you're more hydrated, if you've had a higher carb meal the night before, loads of things can dictate, that might put your weight up when in actuality your weight's lower, if that makes sense. Your weight can fluctuate quite a lot. I can weigh myself on a Thursday and then weigh myself on a Friday, and there'll be anywhere between about 2-3 kilos difference. That's quite a substantial amount of weight, but I know that it's not body fat. Okay, so if you weigh yourself 3 times a week and take the average from those 3, and then the average is coming down, then you know that you're progressing. Rather than, I've got a client who, if she's listening, will know exactly who she is, who will gain like 0.2 of a pound and freak out and want to give up and stuff like that, and then the next week she'll weigh herself and she's like 3 kilos down. Like we went through this in December, and she did really well and lost a good chunk of weight, hit all her goals for December. But we had a few freakouts along the way where literally 0.2 of a pound, and that was like the freakouts. So if you're like that, I would suggest maybe not taking your weight, but take before and after pictures, measurements, anything else instead. In an ideal world, I think weight's the best, just because it's the easiest measure. You can do it and take the average, but that's by the by. Anyway, so recording something for your progression, make it specific. If you want to be able to do 10 push-ups and you're not really bothered about weight loss, then there's not really any point recording your body weight. You just want to record how many push-ups you can do and then try and improve that. Yeah, so be specific with it. If it is purely a weight loss goal, then you need to take weight. If it's a push-up goal, then you need to take push-ups, specific to what your goal is. So recording your weight or something like that. Tracking your food is one of the most important things. Not only does it give you like a report, it's accountability as well. If you've got to write down everything you eat, suddenly you become a lot more aware of what you're feeding yourself, what you're putting in your body. So it's a little bit of accountability. With all my clients, I use MyFitnessPal, just because it's easy. It's on your phone, you can scan barcodes, like it's super easy to use, and that means I can jump on at the other end when they're not with me during the week, and I can see how they're getting on and send them suggestions and stuff like that. So it's good as well if you're working with a coach, with a trainer. What I would say is the calorie numbers and the macronutrient numbers that MyFitnessPal gives you are always wrong, so don't take them, just ignore them. I would just, to be honest with you, when you start tracking on MyFitnessPal, I would eat as you normally would, and then look to reduce your take the average calories that you've eaten during the week, and then look to reduce them slightly from there. I think that's a good way to go. So you're recording your weight, you're tracking your food, recording your workouts. This is the one people always miss. Like they'll take their weight, they'll take their food, they'll record everything, and then they won't record what they're doing in their workouts. That makes no sense to me, because you obviously want to be progressing in the workouts as well. So when clients join us, they get this little purple book, and I won't show you because this actually doesn't even have workouts in, it's just my shitty notes. But when they come in, they write the date at the top, and then they just write everything they did that workout. So if they've done push-ups, 4 sets of 10, push-ups, 4 tens. And then, did they require assistance? Did they have a band? Was it on an incline? All these things. If you're doing a run, write down your run. Try and beat your time. Whatever. Like, there's just record your workout, because otherwise, if then you can go in with an idea of what you're doing progression. You're like, right, last time I did 3 sets of 5. Today I want to do 3 sets of 6 or 4 sets of 5. There's progression there. Otherwise, you're just going in every workout and you're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Really, is that the expression? I don't know if that's even an expression. That's me just saying a bunch of stuff. But you get my point. Like there needs to be some form of progression. So you basically want to be recording and tracking as many things as possible, and you don't even have to use books and stuff like that. I'm sure there's an app, probably MyFitnessPal as well, where you can just put everything, your body weight, your workouts, all in one. Like, everybody's got a smartphone these days. Put it in there, easy. It'll take you 5 minutes, and it's a really valuable thing to do. If you're not tracking, you can't see that you've progressed, which also brings me on to the next point of goal setting. I was going to do this in one. This podcast is dragging on a bit. That's fine. I'll cover it in one. Okay, goal setting. You need to establish, if you're setting a goal, you need to establish a starting point, right? You get a lot of people just come in and they go, I want to lose a stone. But they don't know where a stone is. They don't even know their current weight. How can you want to lose a stone if you don't know what your current weight is? That makes no sense. So establish your starting point. If I'm just going to base this off of everybody wants a weight loss goal, because that's why most of you are listening to it. Establish your starting point, so probably via your current body weight. From there, what do you want to achieve? Like, what is the goal? So make it specific. Again, same as I was saying before, if you want to lose weight, it's not going to be a push-up focused goal, okay? It's going to be a weight loss goal. Measurable. How are you going to measure it? How do you know that you've hit your goal? Is it a body weight goal? Is it body fat percentage? Is it your measurements? What is it? Measurable. With the only one this you would struggle with is pictures. If you're just taking pictures of yourself, progress pictures, obviously you can see progression, but it's not easily measurable. It's just you looking at pictures and going, well, I look better there than that one. So it's ideally, again, in an ideal world, I would use body weight or body fat percentage. That's what I would go with. Is it achievable? Okay, so coming in this time of year, I know that I'm going to open up my laptop tomorrow to 3-4 emails saying I want to lose a stone in 4 weeks. I want to lose a stone by the end of January. Usually a stone. Nope. Like, first off, no, it's not. It's just not achievable, and I wouldn't be willing to do that with a client anyway. It's unsafe, but you're going to struggle to achieve that goal. And if you're setting goals that you're not achieving, you can see how you're going to get disheartened quite quickly. And then if you miss out on like 3 goals in a row, fuck it, done. You know, like you're not gonna want to continue. You're gonna be disheartened, and you're not gonna be, yeah. Last one I've got here is time bound. So set a time frame to complete them in. Again, a lot of emails I'll get tomorrow. I want to lose a stone. Cool. Like, do you want to lose a stone in 4 years? Do you want to lose a stone in 4 weeks? Like, where is this? So again, making sure it's like a realistic, achievable time frame. I think if you've listened to all the podcasts, I said anywhere between £1 to £2 every week. So if you come in and you say, in 4 weeks time, I want to lose, let's go right in the middle, £6. Perfect, good goal, like that's measurable, it's achievable, and there's a time frame there. Okay, so a good example of a goal. Someone coming in and going, I'd like to lose a stone. Don't know my current body weight. That's not such a good goal. So that's where your tracking and stuff all comes in as well. I hope this makes sense and I've not like rambled too much on it. What I would do is I'd set yourself short-term goals, so little stepping stones towards a more long-term goal. So maybe like a 4 to 8 week goal, and then like a 4-month goal, and then even further than that. If you're really ahead of the game, you can set goals for like a year or 2 years time. That's what I tend to do. Is like I've got quite long goals, but then you need the little short ones as well, because you need something to keep you motivated and powering through. If you're hitting a goal every like 6 weeks, it's going to keep you, you've still got something to work towards. If you're setting a goal a year down the line, you get 2 months in, you're going to be like, oh, so far away, I can't be arsed. Small goals, medium goals, big goals. I'd maybe just have one of each. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to ramble about today. Yeah, I think I need some food, so I'm going to go and eat. I hope you found this useful, and I will speak to you tomorrow at some point.